So a new study links drinking alcohol to the risk of dementia. Alcohol and dementia. Sounds familiar.
She's now the political equivalent of marginal royalty from a forgotten European country, smugly entitled, but no one cares. Her crimes: 1, she mistook the cause of terror, blaming Benghazi on a video, seeking a scapegoat instead of assuming responsibility. 2.
Imagine this. The man who views politics as an open mic night, Greg Gutfeld, just went all out for Hillary Clinton. We're not talking about light shade either. Miley would be envious of the amount of energy we're talking about. What began as a lighthearted remark evolved into a roast that was scorching than a barbecue on July 4th. This is the reason why the internet is constantly humming. Hold on tight, because this meltdown is hilarious.
The idea that you could turn the clock back and try to recreate a world that never was, dominated by, let's say it, white men of a certain persuasion, a certain religion, a certain point of view, a certain ideology, it's just doing such damage to what we should be aiming for.
What? Isn't she charming? No wonder Bill spends most of his days perched in a tree outside the local Hooters.
It wasn't just Hillary Clinton that Greg Gutfeld ridiculed. He pushed popcorn, threw her political future into a microwave, and watched in magnificent slow motion as it exploded. The nicest part was that he didn't have to exert himself at all. Hillary's entire reputation was the vase, and it was like seeing a cat idly swipe it off the table, and the internet reverberated with the collapse.
Back like a sore on a porn star's lip.
Ew.
Complaining on X about Trump cleaning up D.C., she says, quote, "On one hand, Republican officials call themselves war fighters. On the other, they become whiny crybabies at the thought of setting foot in D.C. streets and New York City subways that literal school children navigate every day without incident. Real macho stuff." Then she got off social media and returned to moving a dead body to a park.
Because, let's face it, Hillary Clinton has created a brand that is so unbreakable, so she believed that she walked into public like stainless steel. In the political sphere, she thought that nothing breaks, nothing sticks, and nothing is dense. But then Greg shows up with nothing but sarcasm that can be used to remove paint from a car. Abruptly, the formerly impenetrable Clinton machine takes on the appearance of a rusty blender secured with duct tape.
This might be, in my opinion, the worst thing she's ever said. Because we know New York City subways. Kids don't take the subway.
Yeah.
I mean,
and if you do, you're like, whose kid is that?
Yeah, there are men on there who set fire to women. But she's pretending that the people that are trying to reduce crime, that are doing it for themselves, because she's only used to doing things for herself.
The funniest part about this post for me was the fact that she disabled comments on it. Like, oh, what? You wouldn't want to have to see anything unsavory.
Nor was the takedown subtle. At a dinner table, where everyone nods and seems nice, this was hardly a courteous argument. This was a comic carpet bombing, that's for sure. Every shot was delivered with the accuracy of a sniper and the brutality of a roastmaster who had been hoarding jokes for years in anticipation of the right opportunity. Did he drop them? 2. Hillary wasn't simply taken by surprise. While everyone else is using lightning-fast Wi-Fi, she appeared to be attempting to restart Windows 95. How predictable. Hillary's response is what makes this show so beautiful, because she doesn't deflect gracefully when she's being fired at. With the zeal of someone attempting to sell you a used automobile that obviously smells like old French fries, she doubles down. She embraced the character of the unstoppable queen rather than laughing it off or responding wryly. She felt certain that her crown was still gleaming. As a spoiler, it wasn't.
Masculinizes the argument. I don't even know if that's a word. Is it?
It is now.
It is. She takes a real issue, which is crime affecting the citizens of D.C., and makes it about these war fighters being whiny crybabies, like it's big whiny men.
Yeah, because they want the streets safe for not just them.
Yes.
The children, and not just that, the children who are jacking and robbing everyone.
That was guaranteed by Gutfeld. With sardonic polish, he made it shine like a prop in a high school production. Fake, fragile, and somewhat awkward in harsh lighting. The best part, do you know? Seeing Hillary Clinton falter under political pressure is not the same as seeing her falter under comic criticism. She can change course, divert, and add a "but what about them" more quickly than a magician can pluck rabbits from hats in the political arena. She's a deer on an ice rink though, in the comic world. Every time she thinks she's found her footing, Greg simply pushes her back onto the ice, and she's sliding everywhere, legs flailing, desperately attempting to keep her balance. This was more than simply a Hillary roast, and the audience was captivated. Her entire aura, which she had been creating for decades, was roasted. That sense of strength, of unassailability, of untouchability. She embodies the polished, overpracticed, overly calculating political character that believes charisma can be produced in a lab and performed on stage. Greg didn't believe it either. He flipped on the lights, pulled back the curtain, and exposed the political Wizard of Oz to be nothing more than Hillary, frantically pressing buttons behind a machine that no one still believes in.
Classified info the way her husband treats women, casually disposable. In this age when there's no monopoly on mayhem, we need careful, not careless. 3, she put personal privacy before public security. The way Bill used the Secret Service, she used the Secret Server, both to create a wall between prying eyes. So, no surprise, in a new poll, when Americans are asked what word best describes her, they scream liar, followed by dishonest, then untrustworthy. I think I notice a trend. To Americans, she's less dependable than your cable guy. Meanwhile, as she implodes, Biden basks, a white knight with whitened teeth. But as nice as Joe is, it reveals the sober truth.
The fact that Greg was unconcerned during the entire incident adds to the humor. This was not hard work for him. It was enjoyable. As Hillary fumbled like a little league pitcher seeing home runs go over her head, you could almost see him using the situation like batting practice and smashing fastballs out of the park. And the message was the same for each home run. Not only is the Clinton period over, but it has also become a joke. When someone finally expresses aloud what everyone else has been thinking for years, the public feels a certain sense of relief. Hillary has been in the public eye for so long that she has become a parody of herself. The robotic movements, the meticulously prepared remarks, and the remarkable capacity to respond to a question without ever doing so, everything turned into fodder. When the jokes are sharper than the policy papers you used to throw about, you can't hide behind talking points. And it got hilarious the more she struggled to keep her composure, because nothing says loss more than someone acting unaffected while the whole crowd is giggling at them.
Stood in Ready Bigfoot. Hillary Clinton told folks in Pennsylvania that she's ready to come out of the woods. So is this the comeback that America wants? You know, we love it when great bands get back together, but not Limp Bizkit, not Hoobastank. Hillary announcing return, it's like the bird flu announcing a return of the bird flu. Or McDonald's relaunching the Arch Deluxe, or MSNBC bringing back Brian Williams. Really? We're living in a reverse episode of In Search Of, where the vanishing creature keeps...
Furthermore, it went beyond Hillary's past. It also had to do with her future. Greg saw her as the spirit of past political failures, lingering in the present with stale notions and a worn-out appearance. Comedy Gold was created by portraying Hillary as this menacing character who is constantly attempting to regain her prominence. She eventually ceased being a political force and became into a recurrent cameo, showing up like that one TV character the writers can't seem to get rid of. The more you consider it, the funnier it becomes. Despite the fact that the plot ended 3 seasons ago, Greg's ability to make Hillary the target of a joke she was unaware of was what ultimately brought about the devastation. She wasn't arguing with someone. She wasn't organizing a group of people. Greg used her as a comedy prop while she stood there unaware. It's the kind of humiliation that, because it's humorous, hurts even more. You can debate with a rival. A critic can be retaliated against. Clips catch on quickly. Every social media platform was overrun with memes. All of a sudden, Hillary Clinton was not popular for her speeches, policies, or even scandals. Greg Gutfeld gave her the kind of public setback that cannot be brushed aside by advisors or twisted by press releases. Which is why she was in the news. Because she was destroyed, burnt, and demolished. She became popular. Choose an adjective. All of them fit.
Plays won't go away. She's the Yeti who wouldn't leave. Well, unless, of course, she's running for office. Then she disappears. But she announced she's back in Lackawanna, Pennsylvania. True, she did beat Trump there, but he won the entire state. And she lost it because she was MIA. She thought she had it in the bag. So now she says, hey, you'll be seeing a whole lot more of me. That's the worst thing a loser can say. It's like Rachel Maddow holding up a wad of old government forms she found in a dumpster behind Trump Tower and saying, hey, you'll be seeing a whole...
Ironically, Hillary has always detested being the target of jokes. She tried to retain the image of the capable, polished leader for decades by trying to control the narrative. But all of that control vanished as soon as Greg entered the ring. In addition to challenging her, he changed her role in real time, making her the unwilling court gesture instead of the self-proclaimed queen of politics. But the fallout was more than simply laughter. It was the knowledge that Hillary Clinton might no longer be able to command respect or fear. In today's harsh, fast-paced political environment, how can you possibly present yourself as relevant if you can't even survive a comic takedown without appearing like yesterday's leftovers? Not only did Greg Gutfeld ruin Hillary Clinton, he dispelled the delusion that she remained impervious to touch. And the reality is, all that remains after the illusion is removed. She does best in a stiff space, with dramatic lighting and people leaning forward in their chairs, as though every word she says is a new chapter in history. However, the act falls apart more quickly than a shoddy Broadway musical after its premiere when that solemnity is broken. When someone allows the humor in